everyone, my name is Ella. Welcome to another vlog. Today I thought we would just kind of sit and chat for a little bit, kind of give you a little bit of an update on my life, see where I am with things, and maybe you guys can leave comments and tell me about what you're up to currently. The biggest thing that I've been working on right now is getting this part of my apartment clean. I've had boxes packed still since I moved in this whole entire room, and I'm almost done with this side of the apartment, which I'm excited about because it's going to be my office area. I have this beautiful desk that I'm eyeing from IKEA that just doesn't stay in stock in the IKEA next to me or closest to me. And so I'm watching the IKEA app like a hawk so that I know when they restock it so that I can yeet over there and get it and put it up, because a lot of the boxes that I have in this room are like my office desk work stuff. So if I can get a desk and have somewhere to put all my office stuff, I'll get rid of about 3 boxes in my living room. So that'll be nice. Also, I went to IKEA for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and when I tell you that it was an experience, it was an experience. I didn't get the meatballs that everyone always talks about, but the intention was to get the desk, and it didn't work out because they didn't have the desk, even though they said they did. But that's something else. But I did get this cute little glass display jar thing. I don't know. I'm sure there's like an actual name for it, but I got it, and right now it's just living with Hella on my coffee table right now. And I got the most beautiful emerald green pitcher that I've been using for tea. It's my favorite thing that I bought from them. And then I got some Swedish chocolate because they had a whole room that was nothing but snacks, and I was like, this is amazing. So yeah, that was my first trip to IKEA. I'm actually going to go back tomorrow when I'm filming this to get an armchair that they had that I absolutely fell in love with and really, 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 really want to get like right now. So I have somewhere else to sit besides this uncomfortable couch behind me. But yeah, I'm like, now that I'm starting to have room in this part of my apartment, I'm just like imagining everything that I want to do with it to kind of make it more me. No one really asked for it, but here's an update on the neighbor situation. I think the last time I made my video, I'd only called the police once. I have now called twice. The first time, as you know, they were supposed to come out. There were no signs that they ever did. So I don't know if they ever actually came. But the second time, they flat out told me that they didn't have anyone to send to my apartment for a noise complaint. So I'm kind of stuck because the apartments won't do anything unless they get a call from the police and have like a police record, and the police won't come out because they don't want to come out for something as silly as a noise complaint. So I'm stuck. We've been trying to speak with a manager, and she said that if she gets a complaint from them, that they'll have no choice but to kick me out, but they won't listen to my complaints about them, which is, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. What else do I have going on? I did my first real paint pour the other day. It was a present for a friend. And I really wish I could show you, but I don't know if they watch this, like if they watch my videos, so I don't want to show it on here and then them get spoiled because I have to mail it off and it's a whole ordeal. So, but that does lead me into what I'm gonna film for next week, which is I'm gonna take some of the other paints that I have, maybe do like 2 or 3. I might have to get some more canvases. I think I only have like one more small canvas, and then I have like a big canvas that I got. So I might have to make a trip to Dollar Tree sometime this week to prepare for that video, because I really want to do an Elsa themed one, and I'd love to do maybe some Marvel themed ones, both for me to have and to also sell on my Etsy once I get that set up. So That's exciting. And like the whole time that I was like doing it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. Is this how artists feel? Do they just, they get in the groove and they do something and then they're just like, amazing. That's nice. It's a nice feeling. I like it. So yeah, next week I will be making a video of me doing a paint pour. Let me know if you have any like theme that you want me to go for. I have the 4 colors for like the spirits, the 4 spirits from Frozen. I could do one like that. I have greens, blacks, and golds, so I could do Hela or Loki or something like that, or even just like generic, like, I don't know, it could be like the Wizard of Oz or something. I don't know. Then I also have a lot of like reds and blacks and browns and stuff that I got to do like a WandaVision painting, which I haven't done yet. Maybe one day I will. So I could do something with those colors as well. But let me know if you have anything in particular that you'd like to see me do with paint pouring, because I'm always open to ideas. I have a lot of my own ideas, but I'd also like to know what other people would like in case people might want to buy it or share it and stuff like that. So let me know if you have any art ideas. I've also been working on my craft corner, getting my little 3-shelf system that I have set up. I've got all my paints in one drawer and the canvases and paintbrushes and everything. And then I've got a little shelf that's all glass jars and packaging and stuff to put things in. And then my top drawer is just kind of like everything else. And I get the feeling that eventually I'm going to have to expand past my little 3-drawer shelf. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess. The quarantine lonelies have really been starting to hit me again lately. In 2 weeks, it'll be a year since my last day of work and the day that they announced that Universal and Disney would be closing. So that's just kind of weighing heavily on me. And like, for obvious reasons, me and my friends really aren't seeing each other all that much right now. And I don't know anyone around me. So I've just kind of been feeling really, really secluded. And like, yeah, I have texting and internet stuff and like friends that way and everything. But like, I miss like human connection. And it's just, I don't know, it's really, it's weighing heavily on me recently. And to be really honest, I've had some pretty bad relapses with mental health and some of the stuff that goes with that. So recovering from that, and the main thing that I'm trying to remind myself is that recovery is not a straight line, it's not linear, and that I'm gonna have times where I, you know, fall back into problems and everything and get sad again, but I have to try to pull myself back up out of it and not stay back in those bad habits. So if that's something that you're currently struggling with too, I feel you, I see you, I hear you, and I'm 100% with you. We're gonna get through this together no matter how hard it is, because we gotta stay. We just gotta. On that note, and I talked about this for a very long time with my parents and with my brother also. They're all gonna come up and visit me soon, which is stressful for many reasons, because I've traveled during the pandemic, and it's mostly been at the urging of my family members. I drove down at the beginning of the pandemic when everything kind of first got locked down, and stayed at my home in Texas for almost 2 months. And then came back up here because I had to, because I was living in an apartment and paying for an apartment. And then my brother's come up a few times to hang out and stuff, because I've either been lonely or there was a scare around the election that said people were gonna attack people that voted for Biden, and I didn't want to be alone during that, so my parents sent my brother up for that. And I did go home for Christmas last year, which was, I mean, the only thing I can say about it is that I took every single precaution that I personally could. I wore 2 masks. I didn't touch anything. I used hand sanitizer basically every like 10 minutes. So I did what I could do. I didn't take the mask off for anything. I didn't, you know, touch anybody else. So that's like the only comfort that I have with that. And that's kind of how I feel about like going to the theme parks and everything too, is that I know that I personally do everything that I can to make sure that I'm not getting sick. And I also feel a little bit better because like I'm not coming home to anyone to spread it to. So if heaven forbid I ever do get sick, it's just gonna be me. Like there's no girlfriend or anything that I'm gonna have to worry about passing it on to. So I think that's why I've kind of like been okay with going out. Obviously, I mean, I'm gonna wear a mask for like the rest of forever at this point, honestly. Just because I don't want to risk it for anything. Even when I go out on my walk every morning, I wear a mask. And it's hard, especially, you know, when you're running and sweating and stuff. It's very hard to keep your mask on, and it's a little difficult to breathe, but I'd just much rather be safer than sorry. Because coronavirus it's no joke. It's hard, and even people that are getting it and surviving it are having long-term effects that are gonna be with them for the rest of their life. And so I really don't want to I don't want to get it. Anyways, I didn't mean to make that all preachy about COVID or anything like that, but yeah, so I kind of went off on a tangent, but my parents are coming up the last 2 weeks of March, I think is what they ended up saying. And then they're going to be down here for 2 weeks, possibly. They're driving, so they have to take into account however long it takes them to drive from Texas to here and then back. And then once they get back, they're going to fly my brother back up here so he can spend some time with me as well. But the whole thing was kind of funny because literally 2 days ago, I was just sitting in my apartment crying to myself because I'm so lonely. And then yesterday morning, my mom calls me and she's like, "Can I ask you a question?" And I was like, "What'd I do? Oh no." But she was like, "Aren't you lonely?" And I was like, mothers, I don't know how they do it, but they just know. You don't even have to tell them anything, and they just know. It's So yeah, I'm looking forward to having my family come down and see me. We're gonna try and clean my apartment a little bit more, you know, go through some more boxes and everything to make sure that everything's, you know, getting unpacked and getting put in places and not just kind of like shoved anywhere. They're probably gonna restock me on groceries and stuff like that, so that'll be nice, because I always appreciate that. And then I'm just excited to spend time with my brother because I've just always been close with my brother, and I love spending time with him, and it's really just kind of sucked being in 2 different states because like we would do literally like everything together, and we can't when I'm here and he's there. So I always enjoy spending time with my brother when he comes up here. I think that's about where I'm at with updates. Universal did email me yesterday, not to come back, just to make sure that I still wanted to maintain my status as a seasonal employee, which I guess is good because that means that I still have a job, but I also like I don't want to stay seasonal. Like I'd like to get part-time or full-time with the company, but my options were remain seasonal or they would accept that as my resignation if I didn't stay seasonal. So clearly I picked staying seasonal so that I could stay on with the company and keep getting, free entry to the parks and everything like that. Not that I've gone for a while. Spring break season has started and Universal is hitting capacity almost every day, especially on the weekends. And I'm not about that. So I'm just staying at home, cleaning, watching a lot of Netflix. I've gone through like 10 shows on Netflix that have been in my queue list since the beginning of the year. I started with, what was about to get deleted at the beginning of the year and started with that series, and then I've just been kind of like working. I'm very thorough in my planning of what shows I'm going to watch when. I write down all the shows that I have on my queue list, which I know kind of negates the point of having a queue list on Netflix, but I write them all down, and then I write down how many seasons each one of them has, and then I write down how many episodes and how long each episode is, like if it's like a half an hour show or if it's like a 45-minute show or an hour and a half long show. And then I just kind of I decide, shortest to longest, because usually that's how it goes with my attention span. I'll start with the shows that have like the fewest episodes, and I'll figure out a way that I can divide it reasonably between days so that I can watch, a certain number of episodes each day and still stay interested in the show, but get through the show, So currently I am on the Netflix show Dark, which is actually a German show. I found out when I started watching it. It's just dubbed in English. It's not catching my attention as much as I had hoped it would. But it's interesting. It's an interesting concept, and I'm curious to see how they pull it all together. But yeah, so many shows on Netflix. I have rewatched The Haunting of Bly Manor once this year, once since the beginning of the year, but I can feel it nagging at my brain. It's like, don't you want to watch Bly Manor again? And I'm like, yes, but I have other things that I would like to do, so I'm fighting the urge to rewatch that again. I did just recently, yesterday, I finished rewatching American Dragon Jake Long because they put it on Disney Plus, and that was so fun. That was really my first experience with being in a fandom online. So just revisiting all of the little junior high, middle school feels that baby Ella had was just so fun. And there's so many inside jokes that I have in my life that I realized are from that show. So it was a ride from start to finish. Okay, I don't want to ramble on for too long because I know not everyone likes really super long videos, and really this was just kind of like a chat to just kind of check in and, let everyone know how I'm doing and how I'm coping with a year in quarantine. So yeah, that's kind of it for this video. Let me know what you've been up to now that we are approaching a full year in quarantine, at least here in America. If you live in another country, you may have either not ever been in lockdown or you may be out of lockdown by now. So you might be back to normal already, but we're not. So let me know what you're doing to keep yourself occupied and entertained during this whole mess. I'd like to say that we'll be out of it soon, but I really don't think that we will. So let me know, how you're keeping yourself busy, what you're up to, any projects that you're working on, stuff like that. I would love to talk with you all about it. I love talking with everyone that comments on my videos, even people that leave spam comments. What are you gonna do? I love hearing from everyone that watches my videos, and anyone that takes the time to actually leave a comment or like the video and stuff like that. I appreciate you all so much. I don't really consider myself a YouTuber because I'm not big. I don't have a big platform. I don't have people that are tuning in to watch every single video that I upload, in the thousands. Like I don't have that kind of following, and maybe one day I will, but for now, I mean, I'm doing this because I like doing it. I like kind of talking to people and showing people what I like to do and what I think about things. So if you have been following me for as long as I've been having this channel, if you've been with me since the Frozen days and you're still watching now, or even if you've just joined me in the past few weeks, I appreciate you very much, and I'm grateful that you're all on this little journey with me. Maybe something big will come out of this over time. Maybe it'll just kind of be us for the rest of the time that I do this, but it doesn't matter because I'm having fun, and that's what matters, is that I'm having fun, not that I'm, doing this for the sole purpose to get a bunch of followers, because that's not who I am. I just want to connect with people, and I hope that I've been able to do that, at least just a little bit. I don't know how we got so off track with that. I was getting ready to wrap up the video, and then I just went on a whole rant about how much I love everyone that watches my videos. So, having said that, if you enjoyed this little chat, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, although I think most of you have, so again, thank you. If you aren't getting notifications for my channel yet, go ahead and click that little bell down there at the bottom. If you watch me for Marvel, I will be back on Friday with my finale discussion for WandaVision, and then if you just watch my regular videos, I will be back on Wednesday with that paint pour video that I talked about earlier. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye!